Hello and welcome to ICSC 2026 Las Vegas. We're here with Blake. How are you?
Good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's a great show so far.
It is.
Early, it's nice. I can see people rolling in.
Yep.
So what's your company? What do you do?
So Brookhaven is a multifamily office. We're a law firm, a CPA firm, an investment company, all under one roof. We work with high net worth individuals, and we found that those type of folks don't like to duct tape people together. They're professionals. They want a team. So that's what we are.
Okay, so if you have a customer, how does your company benefit the customer?
We're here today to help folks save in taxes by paying attention, setting up the right strategies ahead of a real estate sale to keep more money in their pocket so that they can live the retirement they want and leave more to those they love.
How are you guys doing that?
So we use an alternative to a 1031. And most folks know 1031. They've been around for decades. Sell a piece of property, roll it into another piece of property. It's very rigid, and you've got to go from one property to another. With our strategy, which is called the Real Estate Transition Trust, you don't have to go from property to property. You can go from property to really anything you want. But it works through this trust structure that helps offset the capital gain that's recognized on the sale through integrated tax strategies. And it does that in a very private and protected way. So the goal is flexibility, getting out of real estate if you want to, and not overpaying Uncle Sam in that process.
Yeah, that's really interesting. But how did you guys figure this out?
So we've got a team of tax attorneys, CPAs, a bunch of nerds at the end of the day that just like this stuff. I'm a CPA by trade. We are benefited because we're able to put things together that overlap various domains. Investment, legal, we can draft our own documents, the tax piece because we've got the CPA firm. So we put it together just by having a master of the minds kind of a conversation. And
when did you guys put this together?
About a year ago. We started rolling it out.
Is this company pretty new?
No, our company's across the nation. We've got offices. I'm from Georgia, but we've got offices out in Iowa and the Texas area. So we've got a pretty decent footprint. We service about 3,000-4,000 clients right now.
But this alternative you just came up with a year ago.
Yeah, this is a strategy tucked up under the company I'm describing that is really focused on real estate sales.
Yeah, and what's the feedback you've been getting so far?
Positive.
All good.
1031s are great, but they're very good if you're okay continually rolling real estate to real estate, right? If you want out of that and you don't have an alternative, you're hit with a really large tax bill. So this is a way to get out of that cycle and, like I say, keep more in your pocket for you, your family, just by paying attention. It's just by being proactive and putting the right things in place.
Yeah, being more intentional. What do you think is, if you had to say I was your customer and I came in and I could just give me an example of how much you can save somebody in money?
Yeah, so timing's really important. If they're selling early on in the year and they're funding this structure I'm talking about, and we've got a full year of runway, if you will, to implement this, you can offset 90 to 100% in that first year of the capital gain. So very powerful. If, on the other hand, this is implemented towards the end of the year, it's going to be less effective. So timing is really important. Now, there's ways around that. Things like installment sales to where we can kind of push that sale out a little bit in the recognition of gain. But if you do it the right way and you're proactive and intentional, like you said, you can save the vast majority of the taxes in that year one, if not the totality.
Right. And what would you say to somebody that says this is kind of like a loophole?
I wouldn't look at it as a loophole because it's built on case law that has been around for decades. This isn't you'll see a lot in my industry, these offshore products and stuff that's like, I don't want to touch that, nor would we ever recommend it.
Because they have to be able to trust it.
Exactly. They've got to be able to trust it. It's got to be backed up. So we have our own tax opinion letter from a very reputable and large law firm. But really at the core, these are just different strategies that are integrated, if that makes sense, rather than some random idea of some offshore strategy that's like, we hope this works. We don't play with those type of strategies.
Right. And did you guys already, kind of have your customers and then you said, hey, now.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
you kind of already were trusted.
Yes, high net worth individuals and families and business owners for a long time. This is just one of many strategies we deploy, but specifically for real estate, which is why we're here at this great
Have you always
conference.
been in the real estate space?
Yes, we've always had a focus in real estate. We also work with business owners, but real estate's a big piece of what we do.
Okay, that's amazing. Have you been to Las Vegas before?
I have, yeah, a few times. Always for work, never for pleasure.
Yeah. And you've been to this convention before?
No, this is our first year here.
Your guys' company first
year here,
Are you
yeah.
here or are you upstairs?
No, we're here. We're 2 booths over.
Oh my gosh. What do you guys think? How was the setup?
It's been good.
Yeah.
It's been smooth, yeah.
That's really cool that it's your first year.
And the weather's been great too. It's not been hot.
It's not been too hot. So what do you think is the future for your company?
I think we're going to continue to focus on bringing value to folks that have appreciated property. And if we can keep more in their pocket, like I said, by paying attention, that's life affecting. If you take that tax savings and you look at what is that worth 10, 15, 20 years from now if that's invested?
Right.
Like not just what is it worth today, but like how does that affect when you can retire or what you can do for your children or the vacations you can go on or what you can leave behind. It's a lifetime impact if you really pay attention to the small things.
The future of your company is kind of worrying about other people's futures.
It's 100% that. Yep. It's making sure that there's a deliberate plan for the future of our clients.
Yeah, and that's really nice because it's almost like you guys care about your customers.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So at this show, is this something that you guys are focused on telling, us about?
Yeah. Yep, our booth, we go over the strategy itself, some examples, and
so the alternative is basically like for this show.
The alternative, that 1031 we were talking about, you can do that. We don't do that. That's been around for decades. There's so many folks that do that. This is a way to get out of that cycle if you don't want to go from real estate to real estate.
Yeah, so where can they go from real estate? What are their options if they don't want to go property
If they don't want to go
property?
from real estate to real estate, and they use this strategy I'm talking about, the Real Estate Transition Trust. We call it RET, R-E-T-T. How it works is we set up a trust, and the sale proceeds go into that trust. So we don't get in the way of the sale. Sale happens,
it's still
everything's
going on,
safe.
okay.
Proceeds go into this trust, and the tax strategies that I'm alluding to are deployed through this trust structure to create those benefits and tax savings that I was alluding to. So it's all wrapped into this trust structure. And the benefit above and beyond the tax is that we do these trusts in South Dakota, which might seem really weird. But
is there a reason why?
100%.
Okay.
Most folks don't know this, but if you want to protect your wealth, state law dictates how much protection they will allow you to have of your wealth, both while you're living and when you pass away. So if you get into a fender bender and someone takes advantage of you and there's a lawsuit, right, or a business litigation, those are instances where folks have successfully reached into decades of hard work and taked money out, sometimes frivolously.
Right.
Just, you hear these wild example
these stories,
cases.
yeah.
So if you put your trust in certain states, like South Dakota, there's a few others, like Tennessee, Nevada, the state law provides this firewall of protection that doesn't allow those type situations. And you don't have to live there.
So that was going to be my next question. So you don't have to live there. You can have your trust there.
Trust has to be drafted under that state law and administered within the jurisdiction that we're talking about, in this case, South Dakota. And as long as it meets all those parameters, then you get that firewall of protection. So the RET strategy is predicated primarily on tax savings, but it also comes with the benefit of setting it up in a way, that's protecting your legacy.
So interesting. I didn't know that at all.
I find it really interesting. I'm glad you do too.
It is, no, because it's just cool to have someone in front of you and to say, and also let's do this, and then I would be blown away.
Yeah, it's multifaceted. Yeah. So that the tax piece is huge, but also why not protect what you spent decades
no
working
one's
for?
teaching us these things.
Yep.
It's like, why would you put it in a state? I didn't know you could put a trust in any state. You
just
guys
set it
are
up
out
there
here changing lives, really.
I like to think so.
Yeah, well, awesome.
More passionate about it.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Happy to be here. Thank you.